My name is Tom Long. I work with Central Florida Research in Winter Haven, Florida. And I asked to make this video so that we can explain to you about a new Lyme test. A test for Lyme disease that is new in this country and has been developed here and is being accepted all across this country. Lyme disease is a miserable thing to live with, and I can attest to that. I have lived with it now for over 10 years. I know what some of you go through, and I suffered for 9 years with symptoms before I could get any doctor to believe me. It was when this test came up positive that my own doctor finally put me on medication and helped me. The test is a whole blood test. It is done so that the doctor draws one vial of blood, and we process it here at our facility in Winter Haven, and then we have the results back to the doctor within 24 to 48 hours. We are different from the traditional testing in that we are not looking for the antibody. We are looking for the antigen, which is the bug itself. Our test is the only one in the country that is accepted by both state and federal agencies to have the ability to quantify the results and tell the doctor whether the patient has a positive bacterial load or a negative bacterial load. It is important for people to be tested because Lyme disease is just a miserable, awful thing to live with. If you have been bitten by a tick, you may or may not have Lyme disease. If you are fortunate, the tick wasn't infected. If you have a bullseye rash, that's indicative, I'm told, that the tick was infected, but there are other things that cause bullseye rashes as well. So if you've been bitten by a tick or have symptoms of Lyme disease, it's important that you get tested. It really is. We can be reached on the web at centralfloridaresearch.com, or you can call our office in Winter Haven, Florida at 863-299-3232. We are routinely here Monday to Friday, 8:30 to 4, Florida time.
I'm Patricia Phillips, medical technologist with Central Florida Research. I have prepared a PowerPoint presentation answering questions which you might have about our test, the Lyme antigen test by flow cytometry. Is that okay?
Hi, I'm Dr. Cliff Threlkel, the Medical Director of Central Florida Research. I'm here to talk to you about our testing at Central Florida Research. We are a small laboratory that specializes in Lyme disease testing. We do a couple of types of testing. One is antibody testing, which most people are familiar with. We do ELISA and Western blot if the ELISA is positive or equivocal. We also have a unique test that is specific to Central Florida Research. That test is an antigen test for the organism Borrelia burgdorferi. It is done with flow cytometry and, to our knowledge, is the only licensed test for the antigen, Borrelia burgdorferi, that is done with flow cytometry. The reason for using a test for the antigen is because many people, particularly in early Lyme disease, will not demonstrate antibodies, and therefore tests for antibodies may be negative. The other thing that's good about an antigen test is that it detects the organism, not an antibody response to it. For example, if a person has been exposed to Lyme disease and been treated, they may or may not have an antibody response, and the presence of antibody may simply indicate prior infection and has nothing to do with whether or not the patient is currently infected. The antigen study by flow cytometry actually detects the organism in the blood if it's there. We do not think that this test is a replacement for antibody studies, but we think it's a good additional test and may be positive when antibody tests are negative.